but breeze not a factor at the start of this game. In warm conditions, mid-20. And Worsfold goes down quickly. Hacked out of there by Harvey for St Kilda. Taken by Turley, runner-up in last year's Brownlow. Up to half-forward, Pios a good lead and a good overhead mark. Eagles first into attack. Kicked by Paul Pios. Oh, and an excellent mark is dragged down there by Metropolis, playing his first league match. Daniel Metropolis, the 20-year-old from Subiaco. Right in front, 55 metres out. His first kick is a goal, is it? Yes! What a start!
Well, Drew, there's not many players that kick a goal with their very first kick of AFL football. When you consider that it was only 18 months ago he broke his ankle a couple of times. He's only played a few senior games for Subiaco, his local club. And that spare man in defence with Turley was the reason why they got the ball down there so quickly. He was the player to mark the kick out of the centre.
What a fantastic mark, Ross, to get his hands on the ball and take it down.
Players coming from everywhere.
Terrific effort by that young fellow. St Kilda now through Greg. Kick was blocked. Greg a chance once again. Oh, he's hemmed in by Langdon. Good hard tackle. Quite fair. They have a dust-up behind play just off the ball. But immediately the umpire calls for a bounce. All players onto their feet. So the Eagles, a dream start. One goal in the opening half a minute. There's a free kick being picked out of the ruck contest. It's going to Harding. And Harding, well, there's a few players here who'll be wanting to do well. Winmar playing his 100th game. Back in front of the Perth crowd. Here's a chance now for Kemp in the left forward pocket. Kemp goes for goal. Not a bad shot by Kemp. It's pretty close. No, he just misses to the left. The crowd behind the goals are booing. They obviously thought the ball had come around enough. The goal umpire signalling there a behind. West Coast 1-1 leads St Kilda yet to score.
Devonport to bring the ball into play for St Kilda. They faced a barrage early in this game. High leap by Grant. Excellent mark at centre half-back. All-Australian last year, 1 of 4 in the St Kilda lineup. Punch away from Allen by the other number 17, McKenna. And McKenna retrieves his own punch. Up the boundary line he goes to Mainwaring. 65 metres out from goal. The hand pass inside the 50, but punched out by Grant. Pekin did well.
Got to be
Harvey,
a free kick.
Should have been a free kick to Harvey. It's taken by Daniels. He's caught from behind. Tackled by Lamb. It's pretty hot in there. Pios gets boot to ball. It comes backwards. Cross to centre half forward. Palm down by Vidovic. Craven for St Kilda. Nobody there. Vidovic tries to give chase. Took a long time to get mobile. It's taken by Kemp.
Kemp, well done. Bumped the big guy off the ball. Got it to Mainwaring. Back to Kemp. Kemp short pass. Oh, a diving attempt by Hines, but picked up by Newport. St Kilda may get out of trouble. Sweeping hand pass was from Harvey. Now it finishes with Shanahan. Shanahan's kick up towards centre wing. Low. Can he control the football? Difficult there. Kicked off the ground and the finish on the full by Mainwaring. The ball tapped onto his boot and the free kick to be taken by Low. Shanahan came into the St Kilda side when Russell Morris couldn't pass a fitness test because of hamstring problems. Here's Kickett. First kick for his adopted side, and the pass is brilliant. Hits Lockett right on the chest. Now what happened there, Ross? Lockett was a long way away.
Yes, well, just the first thing there, Robbo, I'm a bit of a critic of Dale Kickett, but he did very well there. He wanted front position. Waterman mauled him. He nearly took the mark, and then Lockett led left, and then came back quickly to the right. Lockyer kept going left, and just deceived Lockett deceived Lockyer very well there. And a good pass from Kickett.
Lockett and Lockyer. There's a mouthful for the rest of the afternoon. Lockett from about 25 metres out. He makes no mistake. So Tony Lockett gets his first goal. St Kilda get there first. And West Coast lead by a point.
Well, it's been quite ferocious here. We see on the replays it comes up. Kickett wanting front position. Nearly took the mark, but Waterman did scrag him. And then very quickly, Kickett passing the ball on. But as the work downfield has been quite physical so far, and St Kilda, in fact, have matched up very well.
Back in the centre, and Vidovic beats Harding. Well grabbed by Frawley, playing up the ground, but the hand pass intercepted by Worsfold. Pekin going with him. John Worsfold up to the 50. Takes a free kick, held when not in possession.
It was good pressure by Pekin, but in the end, the momentum of both players going forward so quickly just pushed Worsfold on the back.
Langdon leads from the goal square. The lead a bit early, covered by Grant. Worsfold thinks he might get the distance. It's a raking kick, but way offline and out of bounds on the full.
So the right back pocket for St Kilda. The kick in, Devonport close to the boundary line on that far side, and it's punched over for a boundary throw-in.
Just looking at Craig Devonport, Robbo, last week had Doug Hawkins, who did very well on him. He's now picked up Metropolis today, and he's had the first goal kicked on him, so he wants to lift his rating a bit.
Ruckman up high, Pekin shrugs the tackle, does it pretty well, kicks it towards centre wing. Oh, high over the pack. That was a top effort by Allen. He's a very promising young player for St Kilda. Greg has run beautifully from half-back. Newport too slow. Way too slow. Chance now for Matera. He's quick. Turley from half-back. Runs through the centre. Approaches centre-half forward. Handball away. Pios with skill. They may do one too many handball. No, Mainwaring from centre-half forward. Hooks the kick badly. And it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
That's invariably where Chris Mainwaring's left foot kicks go. They go right across his body from left to right.
So the forward pocket there for the West Coast. They lead by a point. Vidovic. St Kilda believe they need him in their team. Here's a chance for Kemp. Hooks the kick, but not quite far enough, and it's through for another behind to that player. He's kicked 2 behinds. West Coast 1-2 leads St Kilda 1 goal straight.
Dean Kemp, of course, last week was the Eagles' best player in defence, now playing an attacking role.
Kick by Shanahan, who's represented Tasmania, but playing his first AFL game here today. And the ball's punched away out of bounds, about 60 metres out from goal. The Eagles today lacking Sumic, who kicked 111 goals last year, and Heady, who kicked 47. Their leading goal kicker and second leading goal kicker. And that one out of defence from Frawley, marked on centre wing by Turley. Kicked by Craig Turley. Inside half forward. Well, Hines pushed out of it, but Shanahan took the mark, and the mark paid.
Or is it a free kick to Vidovic? I think it might be, Drew. And 50. Eagles players thinking it was Hines' free kick, but Vidovic was the player that was infringed by Hines when Hines was going for a leap. It should be that player for St Kilda taking the kick.
Lazar Vidovic, playing his 11th senior game. He's been around a long time, had a crack at North Melbourne, went back to the country in Victoria to Castlemaine.
In fact, I played with him for a while, Drew, at North.
That's how long ago it was then.
I'll turn it up.
Danny Frawley playing at half-back. He's kicked to the forward pocket, low. Off hands comes to Newport. His kick smothered. The Eagles out of defence. Beautiful hand pass. Gathered on fingertips by Lewis.
Kick towards half forward. Oh, 2 St Kilda players crash into each other. By golly, that could have been more serious. The mark has been paid. The Eagles fans not too happy.
Lucky it was Shanahan.
And Shanahan.
Yeah, 2 big fellas, but lucky they were, perhaps not moving all that quickly.
Gee whiz, it could have been bad. McKenna. Chance now for the Eagles, up towards half forward. Opportunity for Daniels. Now Turnbull. Kick towards the forward pocket. Good punch by Grant. Metropolis pulled off the football. Still got it underneath. Can't do much with the footy. Devonport appealing for the free kick, but the umpire deciding on a bounce.
And that's good pressure by the Saints defence there. Didn't let the elusive half forward of Metropolis or Pios break free. They're manning up well.
About 30 metres from the Eagles' goal. They've kicked 1-2. St Kilda are 1 straight. Ruck contest. Up goes Turnbull. The ball tapped wide towards the boundary line. Greg can't control it. So we'll have a boundary throw-in in that left forward pocket. It's about 40 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Vidovic, number 9. Greg goes for the boundary line again. Crowd calling for deliberate. The umpire will throw it in. Warm conditions here in Perth, but strangely not as warm as we had in Melbourne yesterday. Vidovic straight back to the boundary line. Metropolis almost socked that out of bounds on the full, but it bounced just inside the line.
Watching the earlier game, I got the feeling, Ross, that the wind may have been carrying the ball a bit further to that right-hand end.
It did, Robbo, but it's due to swing around going the other way from right to left, but it's very still at the moment.
Well, we've got a scrappy period of play here where the ball just cannot get out of that pocket.
Now, I think both sides appreciate that at close quarters you must be very attentive, because there's some damaging players in both sides. Chance for Devonport. His kick not too far. Craven handballs away to Frawley. Frawley running well from the back line. Ran too far, according to the umpire.
Now, the reason why he did that, Robbo, is because the players on the half-forward line where he's looking to kick to were very slow off the mark to present themselves, and that's why he was waiting to get that kick, because all the Eagles' backs were well in front.
Well, wouldn't you just kick it to open space rather than give away a free kick?
Well,
it's, 60 metres from goal now, and whoever's got it, it's Turley, certainly will put the Eagles within goal-scoring distance. Goes with the drop punt. It's a good one, right to the edge of the square. Well done, Vidovic. Gets back in front of the forwards. Now play. Called to play on.
Tripped over his own man in
Turnbull, Frawley, Turley, Turnbull, Lamb, quick hands, Daniels, under pressure, Pios, wider still, Matera, now Lamb, favoured left foot, kicks to the front of the square, but Vidovic again does it very well and marks in the goal square.
He's playing a top game. Nearly cleaned up Shanahan at one stage. Here's Greg at centre half back. He goes to the outer side of the ground. Pekin to half forward. Allen in front.
Yes, good
juggles the mark. Lockett gives him a lead. Away from Lockyer. Look out, here comes Lockett. On the bounce, but well gathered by the big fella. The hand pass to Winmar, his first touch in his 100th game. Shepherding behind the play. The kick by Winmar looks good. And right in front, Pekin.
Tell you what, he's covered some territory. I'm sure he kicked it out of half back.
Yes, and he was a player that committed himself. That's one of his fortes, Robbo. As you know, Tim Pekin, he's a fitness fanatic, can run all over the ground, and he presented himself very well. Got away from Matera, which isn't easy, and Winmar saw that opportunity. Good work by Lockett, got in front, pushed himself around, gave off the footy unselfishly. Now a good shot at goal.
Tim Pekin for goal. Across the face. He should have kicked that to put the Saints in front.
That's a costly miss, isn't it?
Well, you can't afford to on a day like today. There's no breeze at the moment, Robbo, but they're going to need all the goals they can get to win this game. I still think they're more potent in the forward line than the Eagles.
Yes, if it's going to be a tight game, opportunities like that come very rarely, and Tim Pekin missing. Bad one. Kick in, and the mark has been taken there by Harding at half back. Harding looking to play on, now goes in short. Worsfold, he's got players supporting. Lockyer running up from full back, away from Lockett. High kick towards left half forward. Now a chance for Pios.
Free kick back to Lamb. Play on.
Free kick St Kilda's way. And the Eagles lead by a point. 1-2 to 1-1. 14 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Craven with the football at half back for St Kilda. Goes in short. The mark is taken by Harvey. And Harvey for St Kilda, just defensive side of the wing. Short pass is okay, low. No one moving further afield. He's 3 kicks from goal. Kicks it high in the Lockett direction. He comes out in front of Lockyer. No one can take the mark. Kick it. He's got the footy. Was going nowhere. Dale kick it at centre half forward for the Saints. 1-2 to 1-1. The goal kicker for the Eagles, Daniel Metropolis. His first kick in AFL football, and for St Kilda, Tony Lockett.
St Kilda at half forward here. Umpire says holding the ball. Eagles free kick. Kickett not doing anything to get rid of the ball. Will Dale Kickett, surprise inclusion for St Kilda. He was named to be an interchange, but started in the 18. Jakovic, the Eagles on the run here, but David Grant gets back and marks at half back for St Kilda.
He's a very good player, this fellow.
Some courage in that. Kick by Grant to centre wing. Greg leads wide, runs out of room, and the ball out of play. Tim Allen. So 1-2 to 1-1. The Eagles have the lead. Quite a still day, warm and sunny in Perth. And Metropolis, his kick from his goal from his first kick in league football was over 50 metres and from a sensational mark as well. What a debut for that youngster. Here's Craven for St Kilda. Up towards Winmar, playing his 100th. But the mark taken by McKenna. Eagles into attack. A lead by Pios. And for the second time, he's streamed down the ground and firm hands is marked overhead.
taking back on the mark. The advantage of Guy McKenna or players of that calibre coming off a half-back line is the ball carries 40 or 50 metres to the advantage of your teammate.
Pios from right on the 50-metre line. Thumping kick. It is a beauty. It's a goal. Pios kicks his first. The Eagles get their second. 2-2 plays 1-1.
Well, given himself a chance, Paul Pios, in this pre-season. He's a player who's missed a lot of footy through injury. Last year, 10 games with some fractured vertebrae after a very heavy clash. Someone jumping in his back very uncourageously, you might say. On this occasion, he's a very straight kick, and you saw that there.
So the umpire with the footy back near the centre. 2 big goals for the Eagles from 50 metres. Metropolis and Pios. Ruck contest. Up goes Harding. Vidovic in there for St Kilda. Chance for Kickett. Oh, he's caught. Left the ball behind. Lewis attempted. Kemp picks it up nicely. A one grab. Kick in towards the forward line. Well done, Daniels. Under pressure. Took a good mark in front of his face. The kick not so good. Harvey sits for him. Main wearing the tackler. Harvey's kick is all right. Newport, yes, he was hemmed in a bit, wasn't he?
Yep.
And he did it pretty well in the finish, Robert Harvey. Newport looks as though he may be tagging Langdon. High flyers, Allen.
Play.
Oh, lovely. Craven running. Lockett's on the end of this. No, he's not. Chance there for St Kilda now. It's Clark. No, Eagles will get clear. Lockyer's kick. A little bit too far for Turley. May bounce over. It does. A boundary throw in left half forward.
Great play there by Tim Allen there. He was under pressure there with Winmar jumping right at the top and kept his eyes on the footy and fed it out very well to Craven.
Left half forward for St Kilda. Allen doing the ruck work. McKenna. Harding. Taken away from him. Still the ball there to be won, but not too much the players could do there, so the umpire called for a bounce.
Good to see there's not too many spectators out on the ground there today in terms of players sitting back wanting the footy to be fed out to them. Most players going in hard for the ball.
10.5 minutes remaining to quarter time. Allen up high again. Gets it to Gregg. On the turn, he thumps it in the direction of Lockett. One out with Lockyer. Jakovic gets back there to help Lockyer. Lockett taps back. Comes to Clark. He snapped the goal as offline and out of bounds.
Which they've got to be careful there with players hanging over the top of Lockett. Andrew Lockyer always goes with the right fist to spoil, and his left arm is invariably over his shoulder or interfering there, and it happened again on that occasion, and that is a free kick. The umpire's got to pick that up. If you're in front wanting the football, you've got to be given the benefit.
Youngster Jakovic not quite sure which way to go.
I'd love to know what the rule is as far as delaying play is concerned.
Kicks a mighty kick, 65 metres. A huge leap by Mainwaring, and he comes down with the mark. Chris Mainwaring up over centre wing. Turnbull. It clears Turnbull and Frawley. Running onto it, Lamb is left-footed at full forward. Clears their head. Shanahan getting back there. He'll rush this through as Hines closed the gap.
The reason I mentioned that, I think the umpires are prepared to give a free kick when the players delay it a little bit up on the forward line, but on the back line they seem to be able to hang on to it for ages.
It's a technical one, Robbo, isn't it?
Yes. Shanahan kicks to half back. No mark taken. At the bottom of the pack was Burke. Did it pretty well. Kick towards a vacant wing position. Getting back Waterman. Kick it in there. Allen doing well, although McKenna playing well for the Eagles on each other. Allen's kick. Centre half forward, marking contest. Low, in front, too strong. Takes the mark. Body work, brilliant.
Yes, he just pushed himself back, knew where Jakovic was, just stuck his backside out there, and he's just far too strong. Allowed the ball to drop right in front. Jakovic no chance.
Now Low just marking a line for himself to kick. But this will be a test for Stuart Low. The ball just holding up a little bit to that left-hand end, and he'll have to kick the ball about 45 metres to score. St Kilda 1-1, trail the Eagles 2-3. Low's kick. Oh, he got the distance quite convincingly in the finish, but missed to the left. So Stuart Low's first score for the afternoon is a behind. St Kilda 1-3, Eagles 2-3.
Now Lockyer to kick in. Lockett and Lockyer. Straight up the centre of the ground he goes. Harding. It's thumped to the back. Comes to Mainwaring, who has a paddock in front of him. steers the ball. Hines. Oh, he couldn't take the mark at full stretch. Pios. Turnbull, back to Hines. Gave the hand pass away, and here's Mainwaring, who's set it up. Won't score the goal, but gives it off. And the goal to Metropolis, who gets his second. Daniel Metropolis has 2. The Eagles 3-3, St Kilda 1-2.
There's the second and third occasion there where Mainwaring has been left free. Robert Harvey's the player that's been picking him up, and he's just run very freely. He kept running from about the wing. He finished up with the football after Hines, who's not a clean ball handler, fumbled another mark. Metropolis in the right spot.
And just after that goal was scored, I noticed the central umpire Dennis Rich having a talk to Craig Devonport, who was very keen on letting young Daniel Metropolis know that he was right on his ginger after he kicked that goal.
It's all about that unnecessary stuff, Robbo.
It is.
Some players, they just don't realise it's such a waste of effort and energy.
That's right.
And all you do in the end is penalise your team.
And Craig Devonport, I think, has played enough games in AFL football now to appreciate that. Back in the centre, good bounce. Vidovic, Harding does well. Mainwaring, tackled. Winmar, quick kick to centre half forward. Kick it! Great mark. Had the run and jump. Looking to give the pass off to Lockett. The leader's on. Sits up a little too high. Now McKenna overruns it. Kick off the ground by Clark. Lamb feeds it out to McKenna. McKenna decides to go long. He doesn't quite get onto it. High and wobbly punt kick to half forward. Easily punched away by Frawley. Boundary throw in just forward of centre wing in the Eagles attacking half.
St Kilda have got to get more from Craven and Clark at the full of the ball there, with players knocking the ball away from Lockett. They've got to tidy up.
Vidovic, big punch away for the Saints. Lamb for the Eagles. Back at centre wing. Into Mainwaring, who's just knocking up, getting the ball once again, just like last year. Pios. Oh, top mark. He has taken 3 excellent marks, Paul Pios.
Tuesday there watching Jamie Shanahan there. He was too intent on his own player rather than watching the flight of the ball. He's watching Hines there. He never made an effort really, although the ball did drift away from him. He must watch the football all the time.
I think this guy's too good a mark for Jason Daniels.
I think so. He holds his ground very well, Robbo.
13-point lead already. A useful break if he can kick this. Just away to the right. 6 minutes remaining to quarter time. 3-4 to 1-2.
Pios in the picture now. Devonport to kick it back into play for the Saints. Had a fair bit of the play. Got it up to their full forward line a couple of times. The kick in, not too bad to centre half back. Pios quickly with the left. High. Big punch. Ball there to be won now. Difficult one. Turley. Metropolis. Can he kick his third? Oh, what a great snapshot. 3 goals in the first quarter in your debut game. It's a dream for Daniel Metropolis.
Yes, that's a critical goal too, that fourth, having Pios missed the earlier shot. Metropolis ever the opportunist. Turley setting the play up there, and he is very good on both sides of his body around goals. That's his distance, and of course it's a very familiar ground for a fellow who obviously started his career at Subiaco.
3 goals to Daniel Metropolis out of 4. Vidovic high. Harding taken by Mainwaring. Kick towards centre half forward. Frawley, the bounce is awkward. If through comes Langdon, strong. Grant behind. Pios, caught. Gets it away to Langdon. Langdon from 50 metres. Kicks into the right forward pocket. The ball trundled over the boundary line. Throw in will take place deep in the Eagles forward line.
Well, different experience here today for Craig Devonport. A couple of years ago, a night game at the Wacker, he kicked about 5 in the first quarter as the Saints opened brilliantly. Today he's had 3 kicked on him in the first quarter. Daniels out of defence. Clears the 50. Burke, wearing the headguard this season. Nathan Burke goes to ground. Winmar tries one off the ground. Good tackling by Pekin. The ball's held in there and the umpire will ball it up. 20-point lead to the Eagles. Tony Lockett has kicked the Saints' only goal. Big thump up the ground. They seem to find the space like this so easily. Turley, but he was met head on that time. Greg, caught in a good tackle, holding the ball.
It was a good tackle.
Yeah, Matera, very strong.
Well, even their so-called smaller players look so strong, the Eagles. Into the man on the mark, Pekin.
And Pekin should have got a free kick there. He went straight for the football and Matera just tackled him. Nothing given by umpire Vernon.
4 minutes remaining to quarter time. 4-4 the Eagles, 1 goal, 2 St Kilda. Harvey tries one off the ground. Pretty hard to get a kick in there. Frawley. Pekin up the ground for the Saints. McKenna with Allen, the 2 number 17s.
Yes, I think Tim Allen, he's done pretty well in this first quarter, but his biggest problem is going to be to make sure Guy McKenna doesn't become creative from that half-back flank. Up high, Frawley gets it down to Craven. No one to give it to. He's got to give away ground. Pekin.
And that's that area, Robbo, where they could lack a little bit. It's that second and third opportunity of a player presenting himself when their teammates under pressure. The Eagles have always got a number around the footy to give it to.
Vidovic doing well in the ruck contests in the middle and on boundary line. Grant. That's a free kick being awarded.
Kicking in danger.
It's going against Grant, but it'll go to Matera. Peter Matera did very, very well in the Brownlow medal last year as well. Allen, can he get it to kick it? Yes. Kick it with skill. Oh, the kick has gone too far. The player out there he met it for Pekin slipped over, and away went Matera, kicked it into the left half forward flank area. On the full it goes over, so a free kick to be taken back there by Shanahan. Just under 3 minutes left in the first quarter as Shanahan kicks it high, back towards the wing. No mark taken. Pekin again, Matera, Lewis, hasn't really got into the game yet, Chris Lewis. Turley goes back to McKenna. McKenna from about a metre start, kicks it in towards half forward. Burke turns it around, Harvey, productively Daniels, gets past Lewis, kick smothered, Greg, wider still to Grant. Still St Kilda struggling to get it away from half back, and when they do, a high flyer, Waterman takes the mark. Kicks it into the centre where Main Waring has it.
He's got the centre square all on his own. Long kick to full forward. Langdon, a bit too long for him. Tries to punch the ball in. He keeps it in. Pios has time to dash back. Opens the angle but hits the post. One goal, 2 to Paul Pios, who's been very damaging in this first quarter.
And the Eagles have got to create, they've got to tidy up, St Kilda I should say, have to tidy up the Eagles running players through the centre of the ground.
Kick in by Shanahan, looking for Frawley. Punched down by Turnbull, goes to Pekin. Up towards the centre of the ground. Kickett has been quite a surprise packet, it's been lively. Winmar, that's across the ground, that's not really to the advantage of the side, and no problems for Harding.
It was just one little tackle at the end of Winmar's run then, put him off, wasn't it?
That's all it needed.
And it's a terrific example to everybody that you just have to keep going until your opponent gets rid of the football.
Mick Malthouse down on the boundary line level with Rob Wiley. Free kick here to the Eagles, advantage to Kemp. He whips out the hand pass to Matera. They're off and running again. Poor kick, but Hines has front position, 60 metres from goal. Hines on the turn, big wide arc. Pios, too wide for him, out in the forward pocket.
Play about 35 metres around from the Eagles' goal. They lead 4-5 to 1-2. 9 scoring shots in the first quarter to 3. 3 goals to Daniel Metropolis. High was Grant, but Kemp snags it. Got it again. Handball away. Oh, Metropolis. This boy dreamt about it. Pinch yourself, son. It really is happening.
Well, that's incredible. He's got a new opponent now, and he's kicked another one on him. I reckon there's 4 kicks for 4 goals in his first quarter of league footy.
Well, and see again, Kemp, the playmaker, he read the ball from the boundary throw in very well. Followed up from a smothered kick, got it back again. And then Metropolis very quickly to foot there. Not easy to kick those ones in that situation. It might look easy, but you're under that sort of pressure. He did very well. 4 out of 5 is a very good effort.
And we did say that he's got very good genes, this boy, Drew. His father played football here in Western Australia, and his mother was a state and Australian netball player.
Yep. Eagles out of the centre again. 23 seconds remaining. Can they get another one? Metropolis! Daniels has gone onto him off Pios, and this is a free kick to Metropolis. He takes it quickly. In the space is Mainwaring, and if Metropolis isn't kicking them himself, he's setting them up. And Winmar's charged in at Mainwaring. Umpire having a word to him.
It's a split second on that. It wasn't overly late. Whilst that's happening, a change has been made by Ken Sheldon. Vidovic off and Flanagan on.
Well, another goal here will be a disaster for the Saints. It was 1 goal each for quite a while, but now it is, well, I was going to say 6 goals to 1. Mainwaring misses from just about right in front at 35 metres out. That's the siren for quarter time. The Eagles have dominated in midfield, and Daniel Metropolis, a first gamer, a 20-year-old, has kicked 4 goals in his league debut as the Eagles lead 5-6-36 to St Kilda 1-2-8.
So we'll start the second term here at Subiaco with the Eagles leading 36-8. Sensational first term by Daniel Metropolis. Lewis kicks the ball to a vacant half-forward area. Daniels in the back against Metropolis. Maybe a little Tiggy touchwood, but Daniels has the free kick at half-back for St Kilda.
Be interested to see how the young fellow goes, having had such a great start, how the rest of the game pans out for him.
Turley, unopposed, marks on centre wing. Tim Allen marking. Turley having a real good look. Short kick, not too bad either. Pios, he's got good hands, Ross. Away to Matera. Matera goes for the torpedo punt kick. It doesn't really come off. Up towards half forward. Lewis, brilliant reading, and kicks the goal. Well, that was perfect football by Chris Lewis. He hadn't done much in the first term, but he's kicked the first goal of the second quarter.
This is such an important quarter for St Kilda. If the Eagles break right away, they just won't get back because it's a warm day. The Eagles run on, and that's the sort of form that Lewis displayed in his best and fairest winning year in 1990. Read it off the pack so very easily and finished off very well. Newport, a very good tagger, but the elusive Chris Lewis could prove a bit too mobile for him.
Well, St Kilda need to start getting this ball out of the centre. Vidovic palms it underfoot but doesn't clear the ruck. The umpire will ball it up again.
Yeah, that's crucial. Drew out of the centre with Winmar and that type of player. They've just got to get the ball forward very quickly to get their big forwards a chance.
Winmar and Mainwaring doing a bit of jumper pulling just off the play here. Nicky Winmar really pumped up for his 100th game back home in Perth. Craven gets the hand pass back to Grant, who has time to steady. Winmar gives him a run. Kicked by Winmar to half forward. Low. Couldn't take the mark. It comes off hands. Keep the ball going forward, but have lost it. Turley to Lamb. Kicked by Lamb. Over centre wing. Grant in awkward position here. Turnbull, what a pickup to Lewis. Chris Lewis, a brilliant goal to start the second quarter. And what a pass. And Pios has taken 6 marks already.
Well, this is like a Form 6 side playing the Grade 6 side at the moment. West Coast Eagles absolutely slaughtering St Kilda in general field play. Daniels under pressure in the back pocket, can't do much with it, and it will have a boundary throw in that right forward pocket. 6-6 to 1-2. St Kilda held their own in the first 15 minutes of the game, but the Eagles took control in the latter part of the first term and have just shown the Saints a clean pair of heels. 42-8 on the scoreboard. Another boundary throw in. Vidovic doing pretty well in the ruck contest, but Saints just can't get the ball away from the centre bounces and ruck throw-ins. Langdon, chance for Kemp, kick smothered, and another throw-in will take place.
Yeah, and you're talking before about the St Kilda players just lacking that burst of speed to break away from a centre square or boundary throw to create something there. They're more of a even running type of player, Craven, Clark, that sort of player. They can't break away.
Still the ball in that right forward pocket. Lewis, what can he manufacture? Nothing. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to be taken back there for St Kilda by Newport.
Well, it was looking like the Eagles' forward line was down on strength. There's Brett Heddy watching instead of playing. We're also missing last year's Centurion, Peter Sumich. And it looked as though St Kilda's forwards had all the trumps with 3 All-Australians from last year, but they're being flogged in the middle. Lamb steers it forward. Punched away by Shanahan. Just one little fumble was too much for Hines.
And there's that example of the Eagles' preparedness to run, and they've always got an option if they're in trouble to handball left or right. There's a player going past.
Another chance for the Eagles here. Craven. His hand pass is blocked. He gets another one out to Frawley. Straight up the centre from the skipper. In the centre square. Winmar, bit of a fumble. His opponent's got it now. Mainwaring dragged off it when he didn't have it. No free. The hand pass comes out from Allen. They've lost it. Worsfold. Up towards the 50. This time Devonport in front and outmarks his opponent Pios. Plays on quickly. The hand pass to Burke. The Saints need to build up and get some goals on the board. Low. Punched away. Kick it. Back to Pekin. Dubious looking hand pass back to Kick it. Short pass is no good. Straight to Harding. Paul Harding sweeps the Eagles into attack now. Kemp. Good balance. Out to Waterman. Away go the Eagles again. An expensive turnover. Hines. Caught in Shanahan's tackle. He loses it. Newport. Bit slow. Here's Frawley. Lewis putting on good pressure. Devonport up towards centre wing. Allen in front. Great mark.
Yeah, good mark.
Excellent mark by Allen. Hand pass away to Burke. Still they're under pressure though. Enormous pressure. The Eagles are doing it very, very well at close quarters. Now McKenna. Some space now of Kemp. Kemp's kick towards centre half forward. Getting back and taking a good mark there was the ruckman Vidovic. And he's doing pretty well. Daniels. Short kick. Craven. Backwards of the wing. Gets around the big fellow in Turnbull. Runs it. Kicks it in towards the centre. Winmar's made good position. Marks, handballs away. Newport, bit slow. Gives it to Kickett. Kickett looks a little nonplussed, but he gets around Kemp pretty easily. Kicks it into the half-forward area. Peeking from behind, no mark. Lockett, strong, big, strong, burly Tony. Look at this. Oh, he's nearly dobbed it. With the banana kick from the right forward pocket.
Boundary umpire calling out of bounds. Gee, Stephen Newport, after all the football he's played, can't handball left hand. Coming through the centre there, rather than going very quickly to his left hand to kick it, he had to go around the corner with his right.
Well, the boundary umpire bringing the ball all the way back to where he considered Lockett ran over the boundary line. About 45 metres from the St Kilda goal. Craven's tackle there on Lamb was all right. McKenna always seems to be able to find some space for himself and kicks it beautifully. Back towards a vacant wing area. Grant gets back, gathers it nicely. Langdon pressure, not bad. Grant's kick across his body. Winmar! Oh, Neil Elvis Winmar. What a great mark. In towards centre half forward. Lockett can't mark. Eagles got the numbers. Lockyer, Jakovic, and they get out of trouble. Turley, creative across the centre. He's got acres in front of himself. Short kick into the pocket. Pios killing them. Right half forward. Short pass in towards full forward. No mark. Chance for Turnbull. Left foot kick, not well controlled. Grant tackled by Langdon. Langdon does well. So does Grant from a position which was very difficult. Now we'll have another look at this. Oh.
And all it needed, Robbo, was for Lockett to hold that mark, have a shot at goal, kick a goal, and they've got some momentum.
Boundary throw in. Vidovic punches the ball underfoot. Comes back to him. Tries to slip it to Greg. Gee, they're under pressure. Down goes Burke. Turley's in there for the Eagles. Newport. And we'll have a boundary throw in. I suppose if you were making your plans, you wouldn't really expect Pios and Metropolis to be the two who are going to absolutely kill you on the forward line. It's going to be a free kick. Advantage played. Oh, Burke just knocked aside. Might have taken a free kick, didn't. Lamb caught by Winmar. Put him off his kick though. The hand pass is good to Kemp. Kemp pokes the ball to full forward. On his own is Turley. Now how can a player be so far in the clear within 25 metres of goal?
And how can a player be playing the football like Burke was, get pushed in the back and not be given a free kick? You wonder why players sit from behind and are a second of the football, because they're being given the benefit by the umpires. The player in front must be looked after.
Coming up for his 12th possession, Craig Turley. Should kick this goal. I don't know. He's missed it. Well, just like Pekin did from a very similar spot. 6-7 to 1-2, and if the Eagles had kicked vaguely straight, well, it'd be all over now.
Yes, I think that's an important point, Drew. Like if St Kilda gets some sort of a run on and get 3 quick goals, they're still in the match. Whereas in general field play, the Eagles have dominated it. Craven from centre-half back. Hand pass awkward for Frawley, but he's strong. Look at the captain lead from the front. Kicks it in towards full forward. Lockett, he's got his eyes on it. He can't mark it, but Clark will kick the goal. Certainty. Stephen Clark gets his first goal, but more importantly, he has kicked St Kilda's second goal.
Yes, and the capper, as you mentioned it, Robbo, Danny Frawley just preparing to run straight at the football. McKenna coming the other way, tried to tackle. It was just the strength of Frawley, and here, just a last-ditch effort to tackle him, just put the ball off but a little bit. Lockett was very well clear from Lockyer, and that's exactly what they need from Stephen Clark, a mopping-up goal.
.43 plays 14. They're nearly halfway through the second term, so it's taken St Kilda a fair while to get their second goal. As a matter of fact, their first goal probably came in the first 10 minutes of the game, so a very, very quiet period for St Kilda from a goal-kicking point of view. Craven run down. Good hard tackle. I think he'll feel that when he gets up off the ground, Danny Craven. Eagles, their success last year based on good running, but certainly good close checking and very, very hard tackling. Mainwaring gets through a little too easily. Kicks it long, high, hard at the goals, and it's still nearly a goal down there. No, Shanahan, Daniels, under pressure. In goes Hines, Metropolis, Hines, Metropolis, Daniels interferes with that player. Surely that's a free kick.
It is now.
Now it's being shoved out on the full, the free kick against Daniels, and it will be taken by Pios.
It's interesting, that interpretation, because Daniels has his eyes set firmly on the football. He wasn't trying to attack the player, but in fact did infringe. Watch as he's jumping up for the footy. Yeah, free kick.
Well, I think in the finish he was penalised for pushing the ball out.
Yes, he was for doing that.
But maybe
the umpire had the,
earlier on. Yeah, that's right, the square off maybe, Ross. There's an idea of the angle that Pios is confronted with. Oh, no worries. No drama there for Paul Pios. Second goal to that player. The Eagles answer St Kilda's second goal very, very quickly, and they've kicked their 7th. They lead 7-7 to 2-2.
And before that, it was the pressure or lack of pressure from the players coming down the ground, and one particularly was St Kilda's Dean Gregg. He did not chase out of the centre at all, with Mainwaring taking the football. He ran at half pace. If he had to chase him as hard as he could in the first place, he would have caught him. The ball would have been bottled in on the half-forward line.
Pios kicked the goal, but it probably should have been Metropolis, as he might have had 5 by now. Back in the middle, Harding up a bit early. And he's going to take a free kick.
Yes, well, Vidovic, every time he jumps to the football in the centre square, he's jumping at Harding, looking at him and not the football.
Paul Harding finally got his wish to play in Perth after trying to go to court and get a clearance from Hawthorn years ago. Centre of the ground, Newport takes the mark. Well, St Kilda need an avalanche to get back into this. They trail 7-7 to 2-2. Kick by Newport to half forward. Low from behind. He's been right out of it. Don't know that he's taken a mark yet. He gives away a free kick. Leads the competition in marking, but he's been right out of the play. The ball hasn't been up their end too often. Free taken by McKenna, and he got a good run from Waterman.
That's where St Kilda have got to be more attentive. They can't afford to let the Eagles players run out of defence.
Very high kick, not a great kick for his forwards. Made it easy for Frawley, but the Crummers are there. Mainwaring again to Kemp. Kick by Kemp, round the corner, Metropolis. Gets a bad bounce. Harvey has been right out of it, Robert Harvey. Hardly sighted. His kick from half-back is a shocker. A half-volley pick-up by Turley is sensational. Matera, bang with a long kick. Shanahan back there, should mark. Hines gets back there to spoil, and the ball's gone through for a behind.
You know, Robert Harvey, Ross, when he ran across centre half-back, kicked it straight to where Winmar was confronted with 3 Eagles opponents.
Exactly right, yes.
It's such a long time to have a look.
Also indicative that the players up forward aren't running for him. No opportunity.
Kick in. Frawley taps it down. Craven shrugs the tackle. Matera was the tackler. Hand pass goes into Grant. Grant just behind the wing. Kick not all that good. Floater, not giving Lowe much of a chance. Jakovic, Waterman, Greg too slow. Turley maybe a little high. Allen, no, going nowhere. And some excellent tackling by the Eagles there. Has kept the ball in.
What have you got to do to get a free kick?
Well, Greg's got the football, making the play. Turley tackles him around the neck and it's play on. I mean, goodness me, what do players expect?
Right half forward for St Kilda. Allen takes it out of the air. Chance for Lewis. Hand pass to Severe. Winmar. He'll kick a goal from here. Nicky Winmar. No, he's missed. No, he's kicked it. A little bit each way there, but Winmar eventually getting that third goal for St Kilda. They trail 3-2. The Eagles 7-8.
Yeah, was that a well-needed goal there, though? Should have got a free kick earlier on. But Allen's done quite well. He's competed pretty hard. Given McKenna a bit of a workout here, but Winmar, fortunately there, scored the goal. He had a miss. Lockett was the target in front of him. But he finished off well.
.50 plays 20. It's 5 goals the difference, but on the play it should be 12 or 14 goals, really. McKenna just bursting straight through. Up to half forward. Pios again.
That's exactly what Robbo's talking about. Halfbacks running off the St Kilda half forwards.
Well, this bloke's having a day out, poor Pios. High to Langdon. Ground recovery needed. Harvey has it. He started the season brilliantly, leading possession winner in the competition, but quiet today. Out to Newport, up to centre wing. Flanagan's on, but the kick dropped short of him, and the mark taken by Lamb.
Well, Flanagan's expecting Newport to kick 50 metres on his left foot.
Kick by Lamb to half forward. Daniels, oh, he's dropped that one. Giving the opposition a chance again. They'll take a free kick.
Very, very fortunate.
Well, he and Devonport both having nightmares.
You know, they should have made more of that when they got the ball to Newport on that other half-back flank. Here's a short kick to Craven. Oh, beaten easily by Matera. Can't control the football. Now St Kilda get in there in numbers. Winmar, kick it. Nearly away to Devonport. Good body work by Devonport, nearly to his advantage. Look at Winmar working overtime. Could have nearly got a free kick out of that, Nicky Winmar, but the umpire calls for a bounce. 2 or 3 players just behind the football there. Matera holding his eye, and Johnny Worsfold looking a little weary from a clash there, but the umpire bouncing. Flanagan, Lamb, now Turley. Devonport does well. Can't quite get his foot to the ball. Oh, big crunch on Waterman by Pekin. Kick in towards the left forward pocket. Punched back by the St Kilda defence. Missed by Harvey. Still St Kilda under difficulty in their back line. Harvey runs away. Handball over the top. Frawley to Flanagan. Now Flanagan, the big fellow, must do something with this. The kick is wide. In the low direction. No mark taken. Eagles have the ball at ground level. No, Winmar will chip in. Can't quite get away from Mainwaring. Now Lowe. Kick smothered. Some shocking errors. Kick it. Get rid of it quickly. He does. And he finds Pekin. Too short? No, it's been paid. The mark may have touched the ground. Pekin short kick. High. Lockett. Can't mark. Still St Kilda. Oh, there's a free kick. And eventually the whistle has been blown in St Kilda's favour.
They really do lack that ability to crumb the ball very well. When Lockett or Lowe or players of that ilk are getting the ball punched away from, there's no runners. Newport's off and Fletcher is coming on.
Clark in the right forward pocket. Must kick this. And he does. Great kick. Perfect kick by Stephen Clark. He's kicked his second. St Kilda have got their 4th. They trail 4-2 to 7-8.
It was a forward pocket rover. That's the sort of contribution he's got to make. Those 2 goals he's kicked have been vital ones. He's not going to get much of a run on the ball. Craven has been a very good player thus far. He's worked hard. He's worked hard between centre and half back. So Clark's got to do the rest of the work in the forward line.
Well, amazingly, the difference is just 4 goals. So St Kilda on the scoreboard at least, but not out of this yet. Palm comes straight to Lewis. Lewis to full forward. Hines outnumbered 2-1. Almost came back to him. Daniels a chance. He might have got into his opponent's back. The umpire's going to ball it up. Well, Metropolis has been held pretty well out of it by some tactics, fair and foul, in the second quarter, but he hasn't added to his 4 goals from the first quarter. Flanagan palms to Frawley, who throws it out to Pekin. Gregg.
Well done.
Slips away the hand pass well. Fletcher. Up to Winmar. Got underneath that one a little bit. Burke charges straight at it. Well done, Nathan Burke. It comes to Clark. Wide open forward line. Lockett being held. Free kick to Lockett.
It's an interesting one, Drew, because Lockett's in front. His right hand was back, just grabbing Lockyer's jumper, pulling the player toward him, which is done a little bit, and Lockyer appears to be holding Lockett. The umpire, Dennis Rich, about 40 metres away, thinks the forward's being infringed upon. It's clever play.
Well, he can make the margin 3 goals here with a straight kick. And well played up the ground by Nathan Burke, who just charged at that.
Yep.
That's what they needed.
Lockett only 25 metres from goal. Kicks his second. 7-8 to 5 goals 2, and would you believe it's just 18 the difference.
And that sort of momentum you mentioned, Burke, great play, just charged the football, got the momentum going forward. And St Kilda now prepared to play the football a bit more. They're a bit intent on the man, just starting to find their feet a bit.
So with 8.5 minutes left in the second term, St Kilda making a little bit of a surge, but they've got to hold their ground now for this next period before half-time. Winmar and Lewis having a little bit of a tete-a-tete right near the umpire. Good bounce. Flanagan tried to get a big punch at it. Fletcher, well done. Harvey and Kemp. Harvey gets it in the finish. But the umpire says...
a jump ball?
A jump ball. You beat me to it, Roscoe.
Jump ball in basketball, but I would have thought they could have wrestled it free, one or the other.
Allen high. Flanagan nothing. Pike nothing. But now eventually Harding got it out. Good tackle by Frawley. Winmar's got it. Defensive side of the centre. Kicks it. Floating punt kick towards half forward. Oh, great mark.
Don't kick it. You've got to go. You can't sit back.
Well done there by Jakovic. Goes to play on it. Oh, Lowe's got 3 blokes he's got to beat there. Lamb Shepherd's for Worsfold, and pedestrian stuff for the Eagles' defence. They take it away too easily.
Guy McKenna just behind the wing, up towards half forward. Over Turnbull it goes. And the ball out of play. The crowd there calling for a free kick against Frawley, but there'll be a throw-in.
Very vital last 7.5 minutes there for St Kilda.
Flanagan, number 10. Langdon in ruck for the Eagles. Harvey did well. At full stretch, Turley couldn't take the mark. Throw in at centre wing. Ken Sheldon would have been devastated by the first quarter. But the Saints have clawed their way back a bit. Kicked the last couple of goals. Big leap by Grant, who's given away free. Play on, comes to Lewis. Pokes the ball up high, and Pios has taken about his 10th mark.
Devonport slipped. Critical.
He has been sensational, Paul Pios. Kicks at 60 metres to the edge of the square. Daniels did well, but it comes to Hines. He comes backwards to Matera. He skirts around with his pace and pops the goal. 8-8 to 5 goals 2.
And again, it's the pace. Daniels did quite well to get back on Metropolis there and spoil him. But the mopping up, which is where the Eagles have been very good with Hines and Matera here, has been the focal point here. They've cleaned up with crumbs very, very well.
Yeah, the gathering on centre wing by Lewis and the play on certainly got the ball up there quickly, which is an advantage for the forwards. 8-8 to 5-2. Good punch by Flanagan. Allen gave it away to Gregg. He wasn't getting past McKenna. Matera, a little kick off the ground. Goes after it again, falls over. And Dennis Rich giving the okay to the boundary umpire to throw it in. So everything all clear in that passage of play. Winmar, Lewis directing traffic for their respective sides. Flanagan tries to get it out the back. Kemp's there, brilliant handball, Worsfold, Lewis, and away go the Eagles again, up towards half forward. No mark, not paid. Daniels held by Metropolis.
Yep, free kick.
And Daniels will take the free kick. Now Jason Daniels might be just the sort of guy that could frustrate the youngster. Not a stylish player, Daniels, but certainly effective. The kick to wide to centre wing. Low. Down he goes from Worsfold's tackle. Worsfold punches it back. Gives away a couple of metres. Back there is Harding. Nearly caught by Allen. Gets the kick away, but a great diving mark in the finish. Taken by Fletcher. Plays on quickly. Gets it away to Winmar. Winmar a little slow, but gets his kick up towards centre-half forward. No one home for St Kilda, and Lamb marks safely on his chest, just wide of centre-half back.
Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Kick by Lamb. Harvey at the back. Didn't get first touch. Hurried ball from Greg. Lowe getting underneath it. Here's a chance for Allen with McKenna. It's been a great battle. Allen kept it going forward, but Lamb was there for the Eagles. Away to Jakovic. Thumping kick out of defence. Winmar camped underneath it. Glad it was him, not me, but didn't he do it well?
And he had to.
Now Dean Gregg. Lockett camped in the goal square. Kick to Tony Lockett.
Oh, goodness.
He went for a huge kick. Lowe's got it just inside the line.
Yeah, fortuitous really, Robbo. I mean, in that situation, you've got to drop punt it up there and give your player a chance.
Just in the last passage of play back there when Tim Allen was battling with Guy McKenna, isn't it amazing how the Eagles had 3 blokes to back him up and eventually he dispossessed Allen? Yes. Where were St Kilda's players there to give him a chop out?
Again, that's what we've been talking about all game, Robbo. They just won't support.
But the good team has a good team victory, don't they, Ross? And it's always indicative when you're all having a bit of a dip.
Stewie Lowe, pretty difficult angle. Be a morale booster for the Saints if he could kick this. Touched by the man on the mark and straight out of bounds. Well done, Jakovic.
Winmar and Lewis having a few words. Bit of a push and a shove on the half-forward flank.
And Jakovic feels as though he's got Stuart Lowe's measure too, just punching his hand there as he knocked that ball over the boundary line. Back it goes towards the boundary line again. So the Eagles not too worried about this. 8-8. They lead St Kilda to a 5-2.
It's such a critical matchup, isn't it, Robbo? If see Dean Lady on the bench there, if Jakovic can hold low, that's all the difference.
Harding doing the ruck work. Lamb. Clark tries to get his foot to it, but it's hurried over for a rush behind to St Kilda. So they catch up a little bit on the scoreboard. 5-3 to 8-8. Oh, some to-do there between Winmar and Worsfold. I think Johnny Worsfold might have a reputation as being one of the most antagonistic players in the competition.
Yeah, Winmar won't step back.
But it just saps his concentration a bit, maybe.
Oh, yes, my word. Free kick.
Greg gets Turley out of the marking contest unfairly, according to the umpire. So Turley will take the free kick at right half back. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Pike over the top, Waterman too easily up towards centre half forward, puts Frawley under pressure, but Danny Frawley stands his ground and bangs it over the boundary line. Centre wing out of side, just below the main scoreboard, which shows Eagles 8-8 leading St Kilda 5-3.
Fletcher takes it from Flanagan, ex-Geelong teammate. Not a great kick. Out of bounds at half forward.
Drew, they can pinch a goal here, St Kilda gives them a great chance in this third quarter coming up.
Well, they'd have to pinch it. Would be daylight robbery because...
Bit of time there.
Oh yeah, there's 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. Here's McKenna. The hand pass floated for Pike. Lamb, back to McKenna. Well, for once they looked as though they're under a bit of pressure, but eventually how easily did they get out of it? McKenna's kick. Langdon up on centre wing with Grant. Langdon palms it beautifully to Metropolis. Mainwaring measures off the pass to half forward. Turley just inside the boundary line. He pokes it inside the 50. It was meant for Turnbull, but didn't reach him. Frawley cut it off.
Might turn it over nicely, St Kilda here.
Here's Fletcher. High ball to centre wing. Good running by Craven.
Well done. He's put himself in. He really has.
Under 2 minutes left. Fletcher wants it. So does Devonport. Craig Devonport bangs to full forward. Lockett a chance here. Punch to the front. Low. The hand pass slick. Kick it. 30 metres out. A bit of a chance. Just offline.
Now this is where they need to pinch that one, Drew, from the kick out.
Ross, are you critical of Devonport bombing away there when he had a real chance to maybe pick someone out up the forward.
Well, I was actually going to say, Rob, I thought it was probably the better kick because he had both Lowe and Lockett back there. No one was moving forward toward him, so that was his option.
Kick in has been marked by Main Waring. Half back, Matera. Main Waring's kick is a little ordinary for him. Really didn't give Harding much of a chance, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. The little leaguers there, enthusiastic, gathering the ball for the boundary umpire. And St Kilda need to get something very quickly out of this ruck throw-in. Just under a minute left. Fletcher, well done. Kick it, run all the way. Run all the way. 50 metres from goal. He goes bang with the long drop punt, and he kicks it. What a magnificent goal by Dale Kickett. And we spoke on the plane coming over to one of the St Kilda officials, Gary Colling, and he mentioned that they just needed Kickett to kick a couple of goals. Well, there's one of them, and it certainly was a team lifter.
Yes, and Flanagan has given them, I thought Vidovic did quite well around the ground and the ruck, but Flanagan's come on and contested, got the ball to ground well, and Fletcher Roving did the right thing and kick it. That's a fine shot at goal.
And Ross, amazingly, I know there's only 40 seconds left, but the ruck contest, they gather from the centre. Someone takes a mark inside 50, and the difference then is only, what, maybe 10 points.
Let's hope the Kilda players realise that. They've got time.
Harding wins in the middle. Here's Clark on the ball for the Saints. Puts it wide for Burke. 32 seconds remaining. In possession and moving forward, St Kilda. It's quite incredible that they could be this close in the shadows of half-time. He pokes it up high. Well, Kickett did well. Now he farms the ball out. Here's Devonport up from defence. He goes bang from 50 metres. He's offline though, where a goal would have been handy there. 8 seconds left.
Well, still they're in the game, Drew. I mean, this is something that at quarter time we probably felt may have been a one-wayer, but they've shown a bit of character with not a lot going their way, and they only trail by 15 points.
Main Waring coming off, interchanged right on half-time, and there is the siren with Stephen Clark with the ball just on half-time. And an amazing scoreline, really, where the Eagles 8 goals 8, leading St Kilda 6 goals 5, and a difference of just 15 points doesn't really reflect the first hour of football we've had here. Metropolis was kept out of it by Daniels in that second quarter after kicking 4 goals in the first term, but the Eagles have won the ball across the centre and in centre bounces, but still Daniel Metropolis there has had an amazing debut, the 20-year-old, 16th pick in the November draft. And what a farm of footballers there is here in Western Australia when you can just go bang and add another one like that to your list of 52. But the Saints are close enough to rally in the second half if they're good enough. Eagles 8-8, 56. St Kilda 6-5, 41.
Stop the ball coming down easily to Lockett. Going to be a very easily to Lockett. Going to be a very interesting third quarter.
A 15-point advantage to the West Coast Eagles going into the second half. Vidovic goes up against Harding. Kick by Lamb smothered. Pekin first after it. Oh. Free kick there, Ross.
Oh, I mean, get sick and tired of saying it, really.
Good smother by Clark in that passage there.
Was a very good one. 2 changes for the Eagles. Waters is on as is Laidley. Pike and Waterman off.
Big pack around this. Hand pass comes out from Allen. Punched up the ground by Fletcher. Dodging and weaving by Harvey. Setting up a bit of space here for Craven. Well, he tried to steer it low, but kicked into the man in front of him. Comes to kick it. He goes backwards to Craven again. Didn't see the man there, and they've lost it. And it's wide open for the Eagles. Lewis thumps it to centre half forward. Metropolis is there. Oh, he got behind Daniels. Metropolis a fumble. Daniels back into the contest. Well, after an initial mistake, he did pretty well and forced the ball up.
How about the
pressure?
Yeah.
You just got to get it and kick quickly.
Yeah.
The kick was trying to be too team-oriented, and he could have just kicked it quickly toward Lockett.
Even Robert Harvey going back to Craven, I thought was an ordinary option too. I know it's easy to be critical from here, but gee, they needed to get the quick goal. They had every chance to do it, the Saints, and messed it up. Langdon, left half forward. Nothing much happening there. Now the umpire has picked out a free kick. It's against the Eagles for not moving the ball on to be taken by Daniels. Daniels kicks back towards the Allen direction. Picked up there by Matera, away to Lewis. Lewis is kicking towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Good strong play. Well done, Shanahan. against the tide. Back in towards the centre. Laidley on the ground. Winmar, Laidley into the action. Whoa, there's a few going in there at close quarters, I would reckon.
Yes, they're both
doesn't mind a bit of a biff and clout, Dean Laidley, does he?
Both feisty customers. Yes, Laidley's off there, and Grant's gone on to Pios in the forward line. David
Play
Grant
goes on. What a great thing that is. Bounce the ball and let the ball. There's a free kick, certainly. Crashing into Mainwaring as Laidley and Nicky Winmar continue their how do you do just away from where Mainwaring takes the kick.
Up inside half forward. Pios, a bit of a nudge on Grant, but the mark allowed. But actually, Grant went on to Pios late in the second quarter to become his third opponent. Well,
pushed him out.
Grant right out of the contest.
Certainly pushed him out.
No question.
10 marks. And coming up for his 18th disposal, Paul Pios. And should really be his third goal. 45 metres out. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. .21 lead to the Eagles.
Yes, and given those mistakes we spoke about on that forward flank for St Kilda earlier on with Craven, Harvey, all of a sudden the ball gets turned around down the other end, a goal results, and you're behind the 8 ball again.
.62 plays 41. Down goes Laidley, and Winmar was the tackler. And Laidley's face is in the dust here at Subiaco Oval. Free kick.
Well, I was going to comment, Robbo, let's hope that for the game's sake, Nicky Winmar can keep concentrating on the footy.
He can't believe that the free kick was given away. Probably thought it was a little feeble. Kemp has the footy at right half forward. Oh, Langdon goes at Harvey. But the football goes on, and Metropolis has marked the pass just outside 50 metres. No one home. Sum it up quickly, he does. And he bangs away with a lovely drop punt, another goal. 5 goals to Daniel Metropolis, and that's exactly the way he started the game. With very quick thinking, no one in the goal square, and he banged away with a lock drop punt.
Well, it's exactly the opening that Ken Sheldon wanted for his side, but it's just been the momentum of the players prepared to run forward from the Eagles. Nicky Winmar was still arguing with the umpire in the centre of the ground while that went on. We've got some work to do, St Kilda.
It's amazing how quickly just a couple of, not basic, but unfortunate errors, and the opposition capitalise, and all of a sudden 2 goals. And the difference is stretched out now to 27 points in the Eagles' favour. 5 goals to Metropolis, 3 goals to Pios. Lazar, Vidovic, Fletcher, bumped down by McKenna, it was all right. Allen, good option, Vidovic. Poor kick, Lockett's there, out in that right forward pocket. Shot for goal by Lockett. Oh, it's close. It's very close. It's a goal. 3rd goal to Lockett. And a quick answer for St Kilda when things were looking rather ominous.
Well done to Laser Vidovic. He just followed the ball forward from the centre. His kick was pretty ordinary, but he's prepared to move forward. And, well, what a great effort here by Lockett. He's had very limited opportunities. Kicked a goal in each of the first 3 quarters. And it's a bit of a team lifter.
Well, a fantastic goal by Lockett. The record in the AFL/VFL at Subiaco Oval is 8, shared by Lockett and Sumic. And Metropolis could nearly break it in his first game. He's got 5. St Kilda moving it forward out of the middle. Craven working hard under the pack. Just as the hand pass came out from Allen, the whistle went, and we'll have a ball up. Vidovic, clean possession against Harding. Allen in there again.
Yeah, been a bit stiff a couple of times there, haven't they? Like just at the critical stage where a player at the bottom of the pack has been able to nearly feed it out, the umpire's blown the whistle for a ball up.
And Allen with a big leap over the pack. But the Eagles won it down to McKenna. Langdon and Devonport. Pios again. Well, he turned Grant inside out. Well done, Devonport. David Grant came back to get in the contest and palm the ball out of play, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Well, it's good stuff from Devonport, who had the run around from Metropolis. He's now got Langdon, who didn't get a sniff when Grant was on him. He just persisted there.
The boundary throw in. Flanagan palms it down. Grant. Gee, Winmar just sighed through the pack. But Main Waring has the ball. Unfortunately, well, I thought it was out on the full. Bounced just in the field of play. And he gained about 40 metres and we'll have a throw-in.
Flanagan in a little bit of trouble
Yes.
from that contest. Looks they may have hurt his ankle. He's able to get down to the ruck contest now in the right forward pocket for the West Coast. Langdon harassing. Craven. And nothing much happening there as Vidovic goes around to the reserves bench. Supporters booing. I don't know what that was for. Umpire Rich calls for a bounce. Langdon. Oh, well done there by Fletcher, but he kicks it back to no one there for St Kilda. Lamb, he's going to get caught. Yes, he's caught Allen. Kick into the right forward pocket. Deep. Langdon. Chance for Carl Langdon. Hooks the kick. Not far enough. Through for one behind. That's his first score for the day. Carl Langdon are behind. West Coast go to 10-9. St Kilda 7-5. And Shanahan kicks it back for St Kilda. Player out there on his own, shielding his eyes from the sun was Greg. Handball over the top, Harvey. They must make something out of this. Carry it. Oh, Frawley quick. Little too slow. Allen, go back to Frawley does. Frawley from just a one-pace start. Kicks it into the pocket. Bounces very, very important here now. Back goes Jakovic. Cooley, kick at the tackler. Jakovic's kick back towards the centre. Nearly a mark to Greg. He recovers. Away to Fletcher. McKenna under pressure. Tapped on. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Much to the delight of the Eagles supporters. But St Kilda working very, very hard now. I feel both sides appreciate the importance of this third term. It's a 22-point advantage so far to West Coast. The ball at right half forward for St Kilda. Greg's handball over the top. Winmar about to swoop. Snapshot for goal by Winmar. Oh, he's hooked it. Deep in that right pocket. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full in the opposite pocket. So the Eagles to take the free kick back there through the agency of Lockyer.
John Worsfold a bit of trouble too before that tackle on Winmar. He got the knock on the knee, the right knee. He's not moving too well.
Eagles have kicked 2-1 in this third quarter. Kicked by Lockyer. Flanagan had the arm pulled down, comes to Lamb, off to Watters, spent the first half on the bench. Metropolis, good mover in his first game. Turley, kicked by Turley, the lead of Hines, frustrated by Shanahan, keeps the ball into Metropolis, who blazes away, and that's his first mistake for the day.
Well, you couldn't really be critical because he's done it well. 5 goals from 8 kicks.
David Grant, All-Australian defender last year. Short pass in. Devonport. He goes across the ground. Peake will need to take this one. Lewis bearing down. Allowed to go back and take his kick.
Well, there was no one to kick to anyway, Drew.
It was fraught with danger, the kick. Now he's off. Looking for Daniels. Metropolis into his back. Daniels the free kick.
Daniels at right half back for St Kilda. Short kick in towards the centre's not too bad. And a good mark taken by Allen. He's going to be an important part in St Kilda's fortunes for the rest of this season and quite a few in the future, I would think. Flanagan's marked backwards of the centre circle and he kicks it wide, very wide, low, in front, can't mark. Through comes Kemp. Lovely hand pass over the top, sets up Matera. Oh, a mistake. He heard the umpire's whistle.
No, the umpire blew the whistle. Winmar continued on and tackled Kemp after the ball had been disposed of.
So does he get another chance?
Well,
when
he should have been play on. It should have been play on.
Oh, dear me. Matera now kicks it wide to McKenna. McKenna's kick into the pocket, and all of a sudden, the Eagles, still with possession, have the ball with Lewis. Only 2 kicks from goal. Short one, outside 50. Grant gets back. Oh, no talking there between Grant and Craven. Grant still a chance, under pressure. In comes Frawley, tackled by Metropolis. Down goes Grant from the Matera, or Peakin rather, from the Matera tackle. And we'll have a throw in. Left half forward for the Eagles, about 65 metres around from their goal.
Well, Mainwaring won that. Frawley for St Kilda.
Too high.
So he'll take the free kick. Well, Nicky Winmar has started to lose it a bit since the close attention of Laidley. Just about on the limit. Winmar in his 100th game. Kicked by Frawley to centre wing.
Well done, Pekin.
Well played by Pekin. Tapped out by Watters, important for the Eagles. Lamb gets the ball to Mainwaring. Is kicked to full forward. Hines.
Well done, Shanahan.
Yeah, Shanahan came from nowhere to be in that. Making his league debut at 24 years of age, having already represented his state, Tasmania.
And he was actually swapped with a deal with Ian Dargy, Drew. Dargy coming back to Perth to play the Eagles.
St Kilda free kick. And taken quickly by Frawley by hand. Comes out to Craven. Might have mucked it up. Actually a clever tap out by Greg to Frawley. All Eagles here at centre wing, and the mark taken by Harding. The Eagles have the numbers. Laidley breaking away from Winmar. His kick up to Matera. Can't mark, but his recovery is sensational.
Terrific,
Greg did
Greg.
well. Now it comes to Lamb. Kick by Lamb to Lewis on his own. Half volley, gathered it easily. The kick is beautiful for Pios. He's killing everybody he's on.
Had a few options there too, Chris Lewis. How would you like that pass? Lace out. Low trajectory. What do they call that in your day, Robbo? A daisy cutter?
You can call it whatever you like. It still hit the bloke on the chest, didn't it? I'm just watching Chris Lewis having an argument with Robert Wiley, the Eagles runner. He's basically telling Wiley to jump on his fat head, so the message can't be too appreciative of from Chris Lewis.
Paul Pios going for his 4th goal. Looks pretty good.
Well, I tell you what, I reckon that Rod Jamieson from the Adelaide Crows is a beautiful kick for goal, but this guy reminds me a lot of him, very relaxed and does it very well.
Yes, he's very fluent. He doesn't have any hiccups on the way through, and he follows through nicely, and his timing is very good. Runs in a straight line, pointed toe.
Well, his disposal's not
8
bad.
out of 10?
8 out of 10, and Robert Wiley will be happy about that comment about his fat head.
11-9 to 7-5, Eagles lead. Very important for St Kilda now. Greg out of the centre. No gather. Chance for Allen. Now Burke. Away to Fletcher. Must do something with this, and he does. Yes, well done, Tony.
Good kick.
Hands out in front of his face. Made it very difficult for Lockyer.
Dean Gregg just going across to Nicky Winmar to say, if you keep playing the footy like that, you'll be a big benefit for us. Keep away from the brawling.
He's in trouble there, Ross. I didn't see what happened there with Winmar.
Cop one afterwards.
Lockett a chance to kick his 4th goal, and it will be a perfect score if he gets it. He's had 4 kicks at goal and he's kicked 4 goals. So a little bit better this week from Tony Lockett. 3-7 last week against Footscray, but 4 goals straight today.
Yes, I think while we just look at that precision kick there from Hamilton, it's Winmar's hand, I think the problem is there, Robert. I think he had a finger causing some problems. Fletcher, I should say. But Hamilton is at another club.
Well, once again, the trend of the game is clearly the Eagles' way, but the margin is just 22 points. St Kilda free kick in the middle.
They just need a few breaks, I reckon. St Kilda, they haven't quite had it.
Dean Gregg takes the free kick, comes out wide to Allen, who's been one of the Saints' best. His battle with McKenna has been something to watch. The 2 number 17s on each other, and at the moment the 2 number 6s, Grant and Pios. And as I speak, there's another change, and Pios gets his 4th opponent, Danny Frawley. So it's a compliment to a flanker that he's had an All-Australian, and now the captain and full-back, as well as the 2 younger players earlier on. Everybody's tried. Fletcher did pretty well to Harvey then. And that'll be a ball up on the 50.
And again, they were just a fraction stiff, weren't they? Once Harvey had a chance and couldn't quite get away. I suppose you've got to compliment the Eagles' tackling. I mean, when it's fierce, it still has to be fair.
Correct.
And just hold the players in, and they've been able to do that. Harding a big punch. Lewis, away he goes to Lamb, and the Eagles have got the ball to half forward. Getting back is David Grant. He gathers nicely. And somehow, it was like Moses in the Red Sea. Oh, he's not there now. He's well tackled by Langdon. Tried to do a little bit too much, David Grant. And Langdon will have plenty to say there, I would think.
It's unusual for David Grant to try and take an even better option. He had a couple there, a kick or a handball.
Away goes St Kilda now. Frawley got it to Fletcher. Fletcher's kicking towards the centre. Clark. Oh, they messed it up again. They may get out of it. Fletcher falls over. Critical mistake. Metropolis still held in by the Saints. Now it's gone clear. Matera to Turley's advantage. Into an open goal goes Turley and misses badly in the finish to the right.
So, Robbie, I could have sworn there that Fletcher wanted to fall over.
You think he was trying to hope that the player ran past him when he ducked down?
No intent to bend over and keep your feet on the ground.
Kick in, finds Pekin, and Pekin in the left back pocket.
Pekin over his shoulder. Tim Pekin from the back pocket to half-back flank. Allen, hands to it but couldn't mark. Lamb for the Eagles. Comes St Kilda's way. Now McKenna. Allen again. He's out. Crunched over by his opponent.
I tell you who was good in that, Craven.
Craven, I was going to say that. He's been very good today, Robbo.
76 plays 53, and we have under 10 minutes to go to three-quarter time. 23-point lead to the Eagles. Certainly not a commanding lead by any stretch of the imagination. Turley does well. Burke does well for St Kilda. Harding back there. Winmar closing the gap, and Harding loses ground. And we'll have a throw-in.
Big fella coming off for the Eagles is Turnbull, and coming on back onto the ground is Waterman.
Well, now Tim Allen in ruck, and wins it too. Comes out with clean possession. Well played, son. The kick to half forward. Jakovic back to centre wing. Flanagan punches from behind Langdon. Langdon did well to hook that ball back. Very well. Turley soccers the ball away. Craig Turley plays it well, brilliantly. A bit of ballet in there. There wasn't much room. High ball to half forward. Frawley spoils Pios. It comes to Fletcher. A chance for the Saints now, a bit of room.
Good kick.
To half forward. It bounces off Harvey. And Laidley for the Eagles kicks across the ground, and happy to see it out.
I know I keep harping on it, but Fletcher maybe should have made a little bit more of that. You thought it was a good kick, Ross, but the Eagles defender able to punch it away from Harvey. Back in the centre, Clark kicks blindly to half forward. Low comes crashing through, can't mark. Harvey away to Fletcher. Fletcher up towards full forward. Oh, he nearly got it. Lockett, kick it now. The race is on. In the back pocket. Under pressure back there was Jakovic. Allen, short kick, effective. Lockett is marked very, very deep though, the angle. Although we saw Pios kick a goal from similar position.
He did virtually.
Would have been in what, the second quarter, would it? Pios, who's kicked 4, Metropolis 5, and Lockett 4, the leading goal scorers on the ground.
Tim Allen in that again. He's played a top game.
My word, he has. He's a very promising player, Tim Allen. Lockett, quite deliberate.
Missed that.
And he's missed to the right. So his first blemish. 4 goals, 1 to Tony Lockett. He's now kicked 14 goals for the season, trailing Jason Dunstall, who has 19 after yesterday's match.
Well, they've got a paddock here, Worsfold, but not a good kick. Looking for Laidley. Winmar should have taken the mark. Now there's trouble because the speedster Matera has it. Well, he's going around in circles. No matter how fast you run, if you go around in circles, you don't go far. Laidley up to half forward, very wide, too wide for Hines. There's a poor kick. Laidley's best performance so far has been to put Winmar off his game.
Guy McKenna coming off and Ryan Turnbull to come back on again. He was very lethargic in that last effort for the ball towards the boundary line. I wonder if that injury is picking him up a bit.
Also a compliment for Allen, who's had the better of him, gradually got on top. Lamb. Kick by Lamb to full forward. Frawley, let it get behind him. Daniels, trouble here for the Saints. Pios, a danger man. Kick smothered off the boot. Devonport. through the legs of Lewis. A tap out outside of his foot. Waterman. Oh, clever. A good mark to Clark.
Certainly was, Drew, because he was in a very, very desperate position there, Stephen Clark, in that back pocket. Handballs away to Flanagan. Got to do this well. Kicks it into the centre. Burke, awkward. Smothers it, but has given it away to Laidley. And Burke's in trouble behind play. Laidley goes for goal. A long bomb right into the square. Punched away by Frawley. Back towards the front of the square. Langdon handballs it back. Frawley's got the ball and will clear. No, he may not. Handballs it past Langdon. Matera, well done Frawley. The ball's still there on the 50-metre line. And it's forced over for a boundary throw-in as we have a look at Nathan Burke.
He's got their collision there. The player came toward him, got a knee just around the ribs, I think.
Tough little bloke. Tough little bloke, Nathan Burke. So is the guy who collided with him.
Fairly bony knees too.
High kick by Greg is out on the full. Free kick. Out there to be taken by Dwayne Lamb.
Guy McKenna and Pike on the bench for the Eagles. 5.5 minutes to three-quarter time. Free kick by Lamb. Devonport drops a chest mark. Grant helps out, not a great hand pass. Daniels eventually clears the area. Devonport. Fletcher had quite a good third quarter, but that's a shocking hand pass behind Craven. Craven good enough to get back there. Up the ground he comes. Kick it. Kick it might be the operative word here. Eventually Clark does. Lowe after this with Jakovic. Lowe's had a disappointing day. Knocked away by Hardy. Jakovic out of bounds, pushed into the fence by Stewie Lowe.
I'll tell you what, frustration. If you want to try and play centre half forward with the ball coming down like it did from half back like that, no wonder you're frustrated. Players going left and right. It is football. Kick the damn thing.
Main Waring calling for it. He's going to kick it to him too. Straight across towards centre half back. He was on his own for an eternity. And he kicks the ball wider still to half forward where Pios leads. He's nearly going to get the boundary umpire. And he's able to find a little bit of space to kick the ball to half forward. Turley punched away by Burke. Well done, Nathan Burke, scrambling.
Well done.
Handballs it out in front of Craven. This little fella will go at it. Pios gathers. Frawley looking a little weary. Waterman kicking towards full forward. Goes through Lewis, but he's able to recover pretty well. Taps it back to the advantage of Matera. 50 metres from goal. Nearly run down by Clark. Lewis's short kick. Not quite effective. That's not a mark. Waterman's underneath it and should be penalised. He's not. And a bounce will take place 45 metres from goal. The Eagles fans on their toes. 11-10 plays 8-6. Close to three-quarter time. Bounce favours Flanagan. Waterman gets it. Where will this bounce? Right into the arms of Burke, and he does pretty well. Back in towards centre half back. But the Eagles have got the numbers. Laidley read it. Gathers. Left foot kick very, very wide. High was Waterman over the top of Pekin. Couldn't take the mark.
They're just great at leaving their men, the Eagles, and making numbers at the fall of the ball.
It's just confidence, knowing you can back your teammate, read what he's going to do more effectively.
Chance here. Scott Watters cuts straight through the pack, goes for goal, right over the goal umpire's hat. The interchange player gets his first goal, and the margin gets out to 28 points now in favour of the Eagles.
You're right there, Drew. He hasn't had much to do today. He sat on his backside for the first half, but it's a critical goal. Gives him that breathing space, and I just can't quite see at the moment the way St Kilda are playing. They're going to persist, try very hard, but they haven't got that quality at the moment to come back and bridge that gap.
That 28-point margin is back to the margin we had at quarter time when the Eagles so totally dominated the first half hour. The Saints have scratched around, narrowed the margin a few times, but haven't been able to narrow it enough. Kick by Flanagan up in the direction of Lockett. Chance here for Kickett. And he kicks the goal.
Well done.
Well, he's kicked the 2 goals the Saints wanted from him.
I'll tell you what, Ross, if you're a little bloke, say 5'10" to 6 foot that can run quick,
you know
have a
you'd
picnic
be
up there with Lowe and Lockett, wouldn't you? You'd be sitting underneath them all the time.
And that's where they've been lacking a bit today. They haven't had those players prepared to run up. Kickett's done on a few occasions, but they need a few more. And that mobility we were talking about, perhaps they are too tall because the flankers are an Allen, got low. They're just too big and bulky, aren't they?
So St Kilda get a badly needed goal, close to three-quarter time. 2.5 minutes left. 9-6 trails, 12-10. They could gather again here. Harvey run down.
Too high.
Chance now for the Eagles to get through. Mainwaring dumped by Shanahan. Free kick has been picked out of this contest. Grant on Lewis. And Lewis will take the free kick.
Should have been a free kick to Harvey in the centre of the ground in the first place for across the shoulder.
Well, they're the decisions that are quite critical in a game of football. The umpire misses one that could be a little bit technical and gives the other one down the ground. Lewis with his arm around David Grant's neck. Now he short kicks it, and Waterman marks too easily. 3 metres away from Dean Gregg. And Waterman on his favoured side too is a natural left foot kick. Shouldn't have any problem with the distance. 12-10 to 9-6. 22 points, could be 28 after this kick. And I think he's just pulled it a little bit to the right to kick it behind. That's his first score for the afternoon. So the difference is 23 points in favour of the Eagles, with just over a minute left in the third term.
Devonport kicks into Pekin. Still only to half back with this one, looking for Gregg. Can't take the mark. And the free kick given away by Mainwaring. The crowd not happy. Pekin ran out of room. Mainwaring put him into the stand. Fletcher takes the mark.
See, that's why the crowd's not happy, Drew. They pay some but not others.
Still only at about half back for the Saints. Winmar just can't get a handle on it in his 100th game.
Another bad option. He kicked it to Winmar, and this fellow who marked it had Harding in support. 2-on-1. Bad play.
Nicky Winmar has taken the mark of the day, but has had a very quiet afternoon apart from that. Dean Laidley. Up to Langdon. He's got the break.
Oh. Stephen Clark was not a very good effort whatsoever. Was not prepared to go back. Clark, 19. Knew a player was coming. Had to stand his ground.
The margin 23 points at the moment. And Langdon would make it pretty tough if he can kick this. Well, he can't manage it. And that is now three-quarter time. Carl Langdon not happy with that. He's kicked 2 behinds, both coming in that third quarter. So at three-quarter time, we have the Eagles 12-12-84. St Kilda, unimpressive, but still perhaps close enough, 9-6-60.
Robbo, isn't it?
That's true. Well, here we go, the last quarter at Subiaco, and the West Coast, who have led basically from the start of the game, lead by 24 points. Pekin can't do much with the football. Little kick off the ground by Mainwaring, gathered by Pios. Round onto that right foot. The kick doesn't go all that far. Devonport a thump over his head. Chance for Kemp. He's going to get run down, but he just gets his kick away. Punched away from Lewis by Allen. Ball finishes with Kickett. Handball in turn to Daniels at centre half back. Maybe a little too many. Pekin, another one. Frawley. Pekin is going to be forced to kick quickly now, and he gathers good ground up towards half forward. Turley can't mark. Taps it to the advantage of Laidley. Round onto the left, then the hand pass goes to Waterman. Waterman to Turley, and the Eagles out of trouble. Turley's kick's not bad either, but it breaks down. This fella's played a fair game, Shanahan.
Well done.
A dogged defender. Burke, oh, too high, goes after it again. Nearly gets hold of it. Waterman caught. Kemp gets out of trouble, and the Eagles are away because Langdon's on the end of the handball, and he'll kick them right up towards full forward.
Lewis, awkward half volley. Allen back there, and Daniels to help out. Daniels goes for the boundary line. Umpire says throw it in.
That's Stuart Lowe back there too, isn't it? He'd be on the ball maybe. Doing the ruck work.
Doing the ruck work. Straight back out of bounds. Well, he's gained about 10 metres with that one. Margin 24 points in favour of the Eagles. The opening minute and a half of the last quarter.
Flanagan's at full forward.
A low-scoring game in fine conditions and not very windy. Perfect scoring conditions. So surprisingly low-scoring. Allen again. Pekin palms the ball down to Gregg, but he missed it. Matera, pace off the mark is his greatest asset. Hines didn't go 10 metres. Waters across the half-forward line he goes. They had a choice of eagles there. Harding against his old team. Paul Harding, thump, and misses.
Bad miss by Harding. He did all the good work, creating the space, getting past his opponent at centre half forward and missing from only about 40 metres out directly in front. Now the kicking in to be done by Devonport. He goes out in the Allen direction. Worsfold behind, can't mark. Fletcher can't get through. Waters the tackler. The umpire will call for a bounce. Left half back for St Kilda. About 65 metres from the Eagles' goal. Lowe is on the ball. Fletcher goes back to Allen. Allen looking further afield, has got plenty of time to steady and drives the ball long, but hits Turley nearly on the chest. Turley marks. Rebound. Lamb. Jakovic. Turley close to the boundary line. Handball further. Not really all that good. Worsfold in trouble, but Turley's there to give him a hand. Turley's kick towards centre half forward. Low. Good mark. A way to kick it. Now run with it, son. He does. One bounce. Short kick. Too short. Craven runs into trouble. Kickett's run up beautifully from half back. Short pass. Okay, Lockett. Can he get this? Yes. Oh, the big left foot kick by Lockett. In towards half forward. Clark.
A tackle down, yes. Good decision, umpire. Laidley had hold of his arm as he came down from this side.
It was an interesting one, Ross. Yes. You picked that beautifully.
And Lockett's come to centre half forward. Jakovic has followed him out as he came down.
Well done. Clark has the free kick 50 metres from goal. Important kick. Runs very close to the man on the mark. Hooks the kick. And just gets it in for a behind. Stephen Clark, 2 goals, 1.
Still 21 minutes remaining. They've managed a behind each.
This shouldn't happen.
Last quarter.
Should not happen. Very untidy.
Matera over his head though. It's gathered here by Pekin. His pass is good. Flanagan. Now Flanagan's inside 40.
How reliable is he? Actually, his skills aren't too bad for a big fellow, Darren Flanagan. He's been around for a long time. Came down from Catamatite to play with Geelong.
Kick for goal. Right goal post. It's pretty close. A goal. His first goal. And the Saints creep closer.
Well, they're certainly not without a chance, Drew. I mean, I wiped them off during the last quarter because I couldn't see them having any momentum. A couple of changes that Sheldon has made. Allen's done very well on that back line there in that first few minutes. And certainly low on the ball is going to give them some mobility because he wants to get up and about. Want to comment, Robbo?
St Kilda 10-6, trail the West Coast 12-13. Important get here. Kickett's got it. Oh, not too good off the left, but he gets about 35 metres up towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Rebound. Lockie his handball a little too fierce for Jakovic, but Jakovic gets back. Kicks it wide towards the wing. Oh, nearly a great effort out there by Greg. Now, Flanagan, kick it. Chance for Harvey. Kicks it quickly into the square. Oh, has that been touched? Yes, it has. Right on the goal line. So it's through for a behind, which we'll credit to Robert Harvey. He is yet to kick a goal this afternoon. 12-13. Plays 10-8. As Jakovic prepares to kick it back in for the West Coast. Goes wide, out close to the wing. Tempted thump away there by Allen as the crowd on the edge of their seats. West Coast look as though they've got control of the game, but St Kilda clawing away. And we've still got plenty of time. Flanagan, handball over the top. Craven can't quite get it out. Kemp kick off the ground. Chance for Langdon leading. Oh, good hand pass. Mainwaring running. Lovely. Kick in towards full forward. Come out Devonport, he does. And handballs, oh, should have been free kick there. He handballed it out in front of himself, was grabbed, and the umpire was very much on the scene. And that is a plus for 2 umpires because that ball went very, very quickly down the ground and the second umpire picked up the free kick.
Kick up to centre wing. Low with one hand, held off Langdon with one and marked it with the other. Saints still a chance. Kicked by Lowe in the direction of Flanagan. Lockyer with him. Lockyer the better recovery. And he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Well, that's a poor disposal. And most people thought the West Coast Eagles would be better than last year when they won the home and away series by 3 games. And yet, well, they got beaten in Sydney last week by 3 points. And the motor isn't running yet. They're stalling. Allen flies high but can't take the mark. Oh, here he intercepts the hand pass and is dragged to ground. Scoop up by Greg. And the ball goes out of play and we'll have a throw in. The Eagles have lost just 2 games in the last 2 years in Perth. They've won 21 out of their last 23 games. Melbourne beat them in 1990, Hawthorn in a final last year. St Kilda are close enough to make it 3 in 3 seasons.
Well, big Darren Flanagan did all right there, getting the ball out of the ruck contest and kicking it away, but Turley marked at the half-back area and handballs it away to Jakovic. He's got plenty of space in front of himself. You'll have to run at him, Nick. He does, and he nearly fumbled it. The kick went in short and fortuitously lands in the arms of Hines. Hines, long kick, sets it up back there, Devonport. Good punch away. Pekin gets there to help out. Could have nearly been a free kick there to tip Pekin against Chris Waterman. And the boys have another little dust-up. Devonport running back to mark Chris Lewis as the boundary umpire throws it in about 65 metres around from the Eagles' goal. It gets punched back inside 50. So now about 1 kick away from an Eagles score. They lead 12-13 to 10-8. Just over 17 minutes left. So you'd think they'd probably be able to hang on, but St Kilda. Free kick maybe going to Stuart Lowe. Now advantage is paid. This is critical. Fletcher. Wide. Laidley falls over and holds Winmar. Good decision again. Good decision, yep. And Winmar applauds Dennis Rich for his keen observation there. Winmar tries to get the torpedo punt rolling. Up towards half forward. No mark taken. Waterman handballs too fiercely. Jakovic caught.
Oh, well done, Burke.
Burke keeps it in St Kilda's half forward area. About 50 metres from their goal. They certainly need a goal from this effort to get the ball this far. Flanagan gets rid of his opponent and punches it towards the goal. Now Turley on the end of a hand pass. A lovely little soft one over the top to Harding. And here's the dash of Atira. Look at him go. 3 bounces. He wants it favoured now. Oh, he's run into trouble. St Kilda may get it away. Greg. He's got Fletcher, but he goes to Lowe. Lowe could have nearly run on. Short kick. Pekin. And Pekin has the ball at right half forward.
Kick by Tim Pekin. High in the air. Oh, kick it climbing all over the players in front and gives away a very easy free kick. But a lot of people laughed at his selection. I don't think he's been laughable today.
I agree with him.
Given him a bit, kicked a couple of goals. Here's Lamb up towards centre wing. Good mark by Hines. Shanahan did everything he could to spoil. 17 points the difference. 15 and a half minutes remaining. Worsfold centre of the ground. He's got Laidley running up from halfback. Winmar giving chase. Laidley bangs it long and high. Metropolis from behind, can't mark. Fletcher's back there, kicks across the face of goal. Stewie Lowe roaming this big paddock far and wide.
I want to kick to.
Thumps it to centre wing. Matera fumbles it, Burke takes it. Hurried kick by him, in front Clark. Got a biff and took the mark. Stephen Clark round onto the left side. He's kicked to half forward. Flanagan hauls it in. Back to kick it. Waters had him. Grant, kick it again. Back to Winmar. Quiet day for Nicky Winmar in his 100th. The palm off was beautiful. Over the head of Clark. They've got the numbers, St Kilda. Lockyer leaves Lockett. And Lockyer does it very, very well.
Yes, he backed himself and it came off. The kick is a little too high. St Kilda still a chance. On the left side. Fletcher did it pretty well. Lockett can't quite get down to it. Jakovic takes the ball over, and with 14 and a half minutes left, frustration for St Kilda. West Coast 12-13, St Kilda 10-8. Big Tony Lockett bursts his way back towards the goal square. Flanagan doing well in the ruck. Down goes Main Waring. Turnbull gets the ball out for West Coast. High kick. Turley gets underneath it. Free kick given away. Advantage will be paid. No. Oh dear. When do you pay advantage and when don't you? Turley has to go back and kick over the man on the mark at right half back. Back towards centre wing. Hines, good mark. And he crashes into the fence. Under 14 minutes left. The ball with the West Coast. Hines on centre wing. He plays on. Oh, he's going to give it away. Kick it back in the centre. Worsfold. Away to Harding. Harding streaming down the centre of the ground. Kicks high in the Lewis direction. And Lewis has got it. A little too predictable that.
Once again, Devonport not looking at the football, trying to worry about where Lewis was.
He could nearly kick this, Ross, couldn't he, from there?
Well, he could, yes.
He's about 40 metres from goal. And the wind is blowing slightly to the right of the goals. And he sets it out to the right. It's a mark. Langdon's marked it up against the behind post. Enigmatic would be an apt description. He runs around to the man on the mark, shoots for goal and pops it through. And Carl Langdon gets his first goal in the second half of the last quarter, but a very important one. It just gives the Eagles a comfortable margin now, 13-13 to 10-8.
Yes, his timing's been pretty good. He hasn't done much at all through the course of the game. He's very well held by Grant. And while that was happening, Matera came off and Don Pagon.
Well, they've kicked one goal each in this last quarter. It continues to be a very low-scoring game in perfect scoring conditions. Lamb out of the middle. Frawley. Down goes Pios. Daniels is there. Frawley helps him out. Daniels dragged off it by Pios and will take the free. He's got to come back to Jason Daniels. 91 plays 68. 23 points the margin. It had been 24 at three-quarter time. So whether that goal by Langdon snuffs out the last chance for the Saints, we'll just have to wait and see. 12.5 minutes to go. Lead by Lowe. Kick dropped short of him. It's had a frustrating time. Hasn't had much chance to use those big bucket hands today. Craven grab. Take the free kick. Advantage played now. Fletcher takes it quickly. Harvey on his chest in front of Kemp.
Kemp's done a terrific job on Harvey.
Oh, word he has.
Hardy sided him.
Robert Harvey, who burst out of the blocks and was sensational in the first two rounds, leading possession winner in the comp. Pike hasn't had many chances today. Neither is Waters. Very wide to Langdon, 60 metres out from goal. He kicked the last goal. Turns Allen inside out. High ball to full forward. Lewis. Punch down to Devonport by Devonport, but Lewis recovers and snaps a goal. That might kill the Saints. (14-13, 97 to 10-8, 68).
Yes, and the move by Malthouse there to bring the fresh players on like Laidley, Waters and now Pike. He's just given that a little bit extra run through the middle of the ground. And Langdon, who's been quite, as I mentioned before, he's quite a fit player. Hasn't played a lot of football though. He's given him something to kick to. Stuart Lowe's done very well on the ruck since coming to that position from centre half forward where he really was lacking opportunities. And he's really tried his heart out in this last quarter. Not much support.
Well, there was a little bit of criticism of Ken Sheldon and his cohorts last week, not throwing low onto the ball earlier, maybe against Footscray when they were staring down the barrel. Good bounce. Lowe gets the tap. Further afield, Greg, Lowe, Craven, Fletcher. Got the football underneath, maybe penalised, yes. Centre half back. Free kick will go to Pike. West Coast have got the answers so far. Pike kicks it long. Half forward flank area. No mark taken. Crumb gatherers needed. Langdon beaten for it. Good desperate stuff there by Allen.
Yeah, he's adjusted really well, hasn't he, Robbo? When he's gone from half forward where he competed very well against McKenna, a player of that calibre, now doing a good job on half back.
Well, it's a big plus for him to have more than one string to his bow. Big punch by Lowe. The race on now. Turley gets back. He's played a pretty good game, Craig Turley. and kicks it beautifully to half forward where Pios, beautiful hands Pios in front of his face, marks the ball about 80 metres from goal.
This bloke would nearly get 3 votes, wouldn't he?
Yes, he's played well too. He's been a thorn in St Kilda's side all day. Short kick is okay. Waters on his own, wide of centre half forward, and still a little too far out to score. No movement up on the forward line. Kicks it wider still for Lewis to mark. Lewis short to Kemp. They may be within scoring distance now. They've just edged it around with 4 kicks. And they have the football inside 50 metres. 97 plays 68 with under 10 minutes left in the match. Surely the Eagles will win. Now we have to worry about the margin. Kemp's kick, long and accurate. So it was well done in the finish by the Eagles. 3 or 4 short kicks gave Kemp the chance, and he capitalised.
It's interesting, Drew, you talk about best on ground and vote getters. You look at a player like Pios, who's presented himself very well, taken over a dozen marks, kicked goals. Then you also look at a player like Kemp, who's played on a very good player, the motivator, the generator for St Kilda and Harvey, and kept him out of the game. So weighing up which has been the more important contribution can be difficult.
Well, once again, it looks like the trip across the Nullarbor has proved too much for the Saints. They've never won here. Lowe goes off the ground. Worsfold leaves his man and comes up and joins the ball. Beautiful off the ground. Mark taken by Laidley. In he comes to Harding. Harding goes back out of the centre corridor. Metropolis at full stretch. Can't mark. Daniels. Across to Frawley. And trying to set something up. Greg. Flanagan bowled over. Pike in front of Burke. Turley back to Turnbull. And Laidley has done the job on Winmar and now getting plenty of possessions as well. Worsfold forward of centre wing. He's kicked to half forward for Hines. Shanahan spoils him again. Play on, says the umpire. Shanahan stopped and waited. Here's Harvey. And the short pass to Greg, still at half back. Across the ground he goes to Winmar, who's got nobody this time. Pios a good chase. Winmar's kick high for Lockett. Meeting the sandwich there, Burke. Defender in the first half. Pike did well to get it back to Lockyer. Comes to Waters. Scott Waters walking away with it. 103 plays 68. And the floodgates, if not gushing open, just trickling open. They're still not in top gear, the Eagles. Hines over the top to Langdon. This will be his second goal. Carl Langdon. Missed it. He's kicked 1 goal 3.
Just under 8 minutes left. 36 points the difference now in favour of the Eagles. They led by 24 points at 3/4 time. The kick-in is not bad. Finds Daniels. Maybe a little fortunate, but he did have his hands on it. And he marks it half back. Short kick. Looks for Winmar. And Winmar could nearly be paid. No, he's not. Harvey's got it hemmed in. At the back, Craven. Fletcher's waiting for it further afield. Low. Short kick. Flanagan. Fletcher. Gets past Jakovic. Forced to kick with the left. Up towards full forward. Here's a chance for St Kilda. Clark. No. Not under a real lot of pressure. And wasn't able to do anything with that kick. And it goes out on the full.
And again, Tony Lockett getting mauled and getting no support.
Free kick to be taken in the back pocket by Main Waring. He kicks it high outside 50 metres. And there's a mark, St Kilda. Clean mark, not paid. Low, short kick, ineffective. Kemp runs away with the football. Lovely little left foot pass, finds Pios. He runs on and he'll get it again himself. Oh, he may have been over the line, he was. So Michael Malthouse wouldn't have been happy with that little passage of play, I don't think. Frawley transfers play back across towards the centre. Flanagan, you must get it. He bumps the fellow out of the road, and now he's got a chance. I don't know how he got it to Winmar, but according to the umpire it was legal. Up towards full forward, punched away from Kicken. In trouble there, falling over. It was Main Waring. Now the ball is with Laidley. Laidley's short kick. Turley's on his own again. A long way away from Fletcher. the kick in towards the forward line, and standing at the back and judging it a little bit better than everyone else was none other than Daniel Metropolis.
Yes, that ball had a bit too much carry on the players in front of the pack there. They just misjudged that. And a good trajectory there from Turley. Metropolis read it very well. Interchange for St Kilda. Grant coming off. Tried very hard today. Newport coming on.
Metropolis from about 30 metres out directly in front. Chance to kick his 6th goal. He's kicked 5 straight. And he's now kicked 6 straight. So pretty good effort, Ross, in his debut game. 6 goals.
Without doubt. And with those two players, Pios the other, being able to kick that number of goals in the absence of a Heady and a Sumich, has been a compliment to those players. The ball's come down to them quite well. There's been a number of changes made up there by Ken Shona, but none of them really has been effective enough. Geez, you wouldn't even try and stage manage something like that, would you? 6 goals.
16-14 to 10 goals 8. Flanagan back on the ball. Harding beats him. Flanagan wearing number 10 for St Kilda. Harding must nearly think he's looking in the mirror. He wore it last year. Pike up towards half forward. Frawley playing for a free kick there, and then goes in and gets the ball. Bit swift for Daniels. Jason Daniels up towards centre wing. Gregg with Turley. Oh, Gregg. Wearing number 27 like Keith Gregg.
That's not a bad job either, Drew.
Dean Gregg for St Kilda. Into Flanagan, bit too high for him. Now it's come unstuck. Mainwaring. Kick it giving chase. Good chase too. Kick by Mainwaring. Allen the first back there. A couple of metres on Langdon. Allen be looking for the boundary line. He goes to ground. Langdon doing well. That's worth a kick. Devonport slips it across to Flanagan, but he threw it, said the umpire. And the free kick to Lewis.
Can't take a trick, St Kilda.
Pops it high to Hines, and he marks inside the 50. 4 goals to 1 in the last quarter. Here's Lewis. Across the face of goals, out of bounds on the full.
One would question the wisdom of Gregg's short pass to Flanagan. It has to be absolutely spot on, because the big man,
he's the least mobile player on their side without doubt, if not the lead.
Waterman marks at left half forward, short passes, Lewis marks, and it's all a little too predictable now. The Saints look as though they've given up the ghost. They trail 16-14 West Coast, 10-8 St Kilda. Lewis has kicked 2, very quiet early, and he's just kicked that to the left. So 2 goals, 1 to Chris Lewis after a very quiet start to the game, but came into it in the middle stages.
Robbo, the Saints admitted they were slow. That's why they picked Dale Kickett. Well, last year they played in the finals for the first time in '73. There's been no marked increase in pace today. They're in a lot of trouble to play in the finals again then.
Yes, I think you're right, Drew. They've got a lot of problems. They certainly have to persevere with guys like Kickett, but they've got to get players around the midfield that can carry the ball a bit better. They've got the ball up towards half forward now. Burke battling hard with Pike. Little kick off the ground by Lockyer. Did that go out on the full? He thought so. He threw his head in the air, but the boundary umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. So we'll have a boundary throw in about 40 metres around from the St Kilda goal.
Ruckman lock horns. Worsfold hand pass, pretty interesting. Good strength there by Djakovic, but he gave it straight to Clark, who kicks a goal. Clark has kicked his 3rd, but it was greeted with absolute silence.
Yes, it's like when the Eagles are playing away, but the handball from Worsfold actually was to the call of Djakovic. It seemed a look-away handball, but the call was there, just wasn't very effective. They've lacked that spark. What you're talking about is quite right. Through the centre of the ground, they lack that ball-carrying ability, Robbo, and players who can penetrate with their kicking and get sufficient number of disposals to make them effective.
Under 3 minutes remaining. 111 playing 74. The Eagles led by 28 at quarter time, 15 at half time, and 24 points. So this at 3/4 time. So this is now their biggest lead for the day. Langdon charges at it. Allen gets him in a good tackle. So the crumbs come to Harvey, and now the Saints go forward. It was Fletcher. Lowe's hand pass into Craven, partly dispossessed by Lamb. He slides the ball eventually across to Gregg. Long kick to full forward. Lockett. Outnumbered 2-1. Support from Winmar. Great goal!
Oh.
Second goal to Nicky Winmar. Smiles on the St Kilda bench for him, but one of his few highlights in his 100th game.
And the fellow who had the ball there, Craven's done very well. Gregg's the long torp here. This is the mopping up that they didn't have earlier on. Winmar scooting around the front there. Has had a difficult goal. He's done very well there.
Saw Dacos kick one a little bit like that yesterday. Through on the bounce. That one through on the full, but, well, degree of difficulty very extreme in both cases.
2 minutes left in the game, 16-15 to 12-8. Shanahan caught. Fletcher hasn't done too bad around the centre, but there's his opponent Turley into the action. Kemp gets his left foot to the ball. Goes off the side, out wide towards the wing. He's going to get his own kick. 2 possessions from one foray there by Dean Kemp, and the pass was a beauty. Finds Metropolis in towards half-foot. Lewis casually over the top. Kemp into an open goal. You better get him, Devi. And he didn't, but it didn't matter. He kicked inaccurately.
Well, Kemp built up his stats. 3 kicks in the space of 10 seconds.
And that's great running, isn't it? I mean, he took it away from the centre. The first kick not really effective, but the second one certainly was. And he nearly kicked a goal with the third one. The kick in is okay. Finds Daniels. Oh, he's dropped the sitter. Gee, Jason Daniels. He's able to just recover enough, but the kick is ordinary. Lamb, Matera. Now the ball from Mainwaring back to Worsfold, up towards centre half forward. Good mark, strong mark taken by Hines, wide of centre half forward. Short kick, Lewis again. He's given Devonport a bit of a run around.
No, hasn't.
Well, that must tell St Kilda that Devonport is not a defender then. Another short pass, Hines marks again. So they're sharing it around in the dying minutes of the game, the West Coast. They lead 16-16 to 12-8, and we're into the last minute of the game. Hines yet to kick a goal. Leading goal scorer for the day is Metropolis with 6, Pios 4, and Lockett has kicked 4 for St Kilda. Hines kicks for goal, and hooks the kick through for one behind.
So the last rights to this game now, 20 seconds left. So the Eagles get on the board with their first win, but danger signs for St Kilda. They're 1 out of 3, which is not a great start for the team who were unlucky in last year's finals. Flanagan. Worsfold sees the ball out, and the boundary throw-in is about the last act in this game. Been pretty warm, maybe the Eagles more favoured, but certainly they played the better football. The crowd happy to see the Eagles break the ice in their first home game this season. They finished up being a 33-point victory. Not totally awesome yet by the Eagles. Disappointing scoreline, really, 16-17 in perfect conditions, but St Kilda were just murdered in the middle. They couldn't get the ball to Tony Lockett, who kicked just 4 goals out of the 12. We saw an amazing debut by Daniel Metropolis, 20-year-old playing his first game, there he is, who kicked 4 goals in the first quarter and 6 straight for the game. Winmar and Lewis, brethren there, and Dale Kickett can afford a smile.
Yeah,
I wonder if Harassed would like that.
Oh, Harassed.
Huh? I don't know whether that's good, bad or indifferent, but the spirit of the game, terrific.
Saints looking a bit bedraggled as they come off after a 33-point beating here. And the Eagles, on the other hand, 1 out of 2 at the start of their season. Nicky Winmar, 100 games of league football. A lot of people in Western Australia said when he went to Moorabbin, he'd only last 3 months. But he's come back 100 games up. Well done. John Worsfold here with Buck Rogers.
Yes, Drew, Johnny Worsfold, a little bit messy there, my son. You earned the dollars today, mate?
Yeah, we certainly had to earn those points, but it's like anything. We probably didn't work quite hard last week, so we learned from that and worked our butt off today, and we're just wrapped to win the game.
Good first quarter, a little bit quiet in the second quarter.
Yeah, I suppose we probably jumped St Kilda a little bit with our fast start, but any game of football you expect a side like that to come back, and they did, and geez, it was a tough game.
Johnny, what about young Daniel Metropolis? Not a bad first up.
No, yeah, the ball fell his way early, but he did work hard for most of his kicks, which is a good sign to see young players like that take the ones that come their way, but also work hard for a lot of other balls.
And Paul Pios?
Yeah, exceptional today, and I mean, he just shows how much hard work he's done over the summer, and injury-free, he's certainly a key player for us.
And mate, you guys down on the back line had it all together again?
Yeah, again, it was pretty tough, but it's a team game, and they always say that if the guys up the field put the pressure on, that makes our job easier, and today it was just a great team effort.
Jono, how'd you pull up yourself?
Good, yeah, I'm fine. Pretty tired, it's pretty warm out here today, but when you win, you don't feel those knocks.
Johnny, thanks for talking to us. Go back and enjoy your rest with the teammates.
Thanks very much.
Eagles skipper John Worsfold there with John Rogers. The final score here at Subiaco Oval, West Coast Eagles 16-17, 113, St Kilda 12-8, 80.